Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTN Sports. I hope you can hear me clearly this time on this broadcast. I hope you can. Can you let me know if you can hear me? If I still sound muffled, then we will have to do something about it. But I should be clearer this time round. Can somebody give me a thumbs up to let me know that I'm clear? Because the last video, somebody said I wasn't that clear. But thank you, Tosh Bear. Okay. You're watching BWTM Sports in association with Round for Round Boxing, a new boxing game that's coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. For more information, check out www.roundforroundboxing.com or check out BWTM Sports, our playlist, which has got all the latest fighters. And of course, you'll get to see BWTM Sports actually logo inside the actual graphics of the upcoming game in the gym. So check that out as well. Okay, so the first episode I did was of Wilder versus Fury, Tyson Fury keys to victory. Now, already reading the description. Well, not the description, in one of the comments. Not looking forward to this one. Okay, well, I've got to be balanced. What does Deontay Wilder have to do to become linear heavyweight champion of the world, to retain his WBC belt, and to be probably recognized as the best heavyweight in the world? What does he have to do? Well, here's the keys to victory. It's a mental game for Deontay Wilder. First thing, if I'm training Deontay Wilder, I will show him tapes of Tyson Fury being knocked down by lesser punches. That's the first thing I'd show him. Listen, look at these fights. These are the guys that these are the guys that have been dropped by Tyson. The Tyson Fury has been dropped by. Okay. None of these guys punch as hard as you. None of these guys punch as fast as you. None of these guys have a record of 40-0 with 39 knockouts. That's the first thing I'd say to Deontay Wilder if I was training him for this fight. The second thing I'd say to Deontay Wilder is this. Tyson Fury is one of these guys that when you hit them and you hurt them, they're not very good at disguising it. They are fighters that when you hit them and hurt them, they don't disguise it very well. Tyson Fury, if you look at fights he's been in where he's been hurt, he's been visibly hurt. You can see he's been hurt. And where he gets up and he gets time to recover, someone like he's been fortunate to be, when he's gone down in fights, Fury, that he has not been in the ring with a guy that can finish as good as Deontay Wilder. He hasn't had a guy jump on top of him and really try to finish him off. Deontay Wilder, as a fighter, I would say to Deontay, listen, when you got this guy down, you go for him and you finish him up. You go for the finish. Do not allow him to get back into this fight, because if you allow this guy to get off the canvas and get back into the fight, you may find yourself on the canvas. There have been fights that when he's knocked down an opponent, the opponent that he's knocked down or who's knocked him down has ended up getting knocked down themselves and getting knocked out. So that's something. Fury's got heart and he's got guts. You have to nail him to the canvas, but you've got the punching power to do that. You're also going to have a speed advantage over Fury. You've got to make sure that you are first to the punch each and every time. Be first to the punch. Be first to the jab. Be first to the right hand. Third, do not allow Fury to start to dance around the ring and clown around the ring. But it can work both ways. If you're allowing Fury to dance around the ring and get confident, that can sometimes be nervousness. Fury does start fights nervously. You've got to jump on those opportunities when Fury is nervous. Yes, he might be heightened and being nervous. He may have cat-like reflexes, but he's nervous. And he'll be very nervous coming into this fight against Deontay Wilder. For the first couple of rounds, I believe he'll be nervous. So for me, you jump on Fury. But he's making sure he's forced Fury to close the range very quickly, force Fury to his back against the ropes, and force him back. Make him miss, make him pay. You have to make Fury understand for the beginning of this fight, he shouldn't have fought you in his third fight. He has to understand that very early on in this fight. Listen, you should not have come and fought me in this third fight. You needed more time to prepare. the doubts need to be coming into the mind very early, very, very early. An early knockdown would help, because then the corner, it's not, you've got a consistent corner, Deontay Wilder. You look in the other corner, you've got Tyson Fury, you've got Ricky Hatton, you've got Freddie Roach, you've got Ben Davison. When panic hit, you do not know how good that team is going to be, or well, they'll capitulate at the first scene of issue. Who's the senior head? Ben Davison. So is Ben Davison going to take the lead if Freddie Roach is in the corner and Ricky Hatton? So how's that all going to work out? It's not been tested, because it never had to be tested, because everything's been going flyingly well for Fury. So you've got to test the corner as well. You've got to see how that corner works. And the best way to do that is put panic in. You've also got to make Fury use his legs. Make him use his legs. Work, go to the body, take the legs away from him. Don't allow him to be around for the second half of the fight. Jump on him, be first, back him up, beat him up. Do not allow him to get out of the corner. Do not allow Fury to get into any sort of rhythm in the fight. Do not allow him to find any sort of confidence in the fight. Now, Wilder himself has been noted to start slowly. They say he started slowly against Ortiz and against Spilka and against Washington. Interesting. Washington, one right hand. We know what happened then. Ortiz, one right hand. We know what happened there. And Spilka, one right hand. We know what happened there. These times where people talk about Wilder starting slowly, Wilder is looking all the time for a spot to launch and land that right hand, position, when to throw it right and how to throw it. He's looking to find a space into throwing that right hand. I don't think that in this fight, Wilder's going to be the faster man. He's going to have the better. I would expect him to have the better jab in terms of speed. Now, this is my perspective if I'm training Wilder. He's the faster man. So I'm going to say to Wilder, jump on Fury. Literally jump on him. Don't just, first round comes out, you got it, then you hit him as hard, you get him, as you don't know what's left of Fury. You don't want to know what's left of Fury in terms of him getting to round 6, round 7, round 8, and he actually fancies the job. We don't want Fury fancying the job. We want Fury thinking he doesn't really want to be here. That's where you want Fury to be. You know? Very, very important. See? And this thing about, a lot of people believe that Fury will outbox Wilder. Now, I tell Wilder this. Look at the John McDermott fight. That's a guy who put pressure on Fury and backed him up. People go to the Klitschko fight, but you're not Klitschko. Klitschko backed off Klitschko's defensive first. That's why Klitschko was able to get outboxed. For half of the fight, Klitschko didn't do anything but hold Fury. Klitschko had been beaten 4 or 5 times. You're an unbeaten champion. There's a difference. You have a string of knockout wins behind you. Let Fury believe that the way he fought Klitschko is the way to beat you. Let him do that, and he'll come unstuck. Because when he's skating around the ring, where's Klitschko didn't follow up. And if you look at the last 2 rounds of the fight with Fury and Klitschko, when Klitschko started to engage, he started to hit Fury. The other thing is, if I'm Deontay Wilder's trainer, I say, listen, look at the Pianeta fight. Pianeta hit Fury. There are guys that are a lot slower than you, Deontay, that have nailed Fury. There's no reason whatsoever why you can't hit this guy. There's no reason why you can't hurt this guy. And there's actually no reason why you can't get this guy out there in the first 4 or 5 rounds. There's nothing there to say there isn't, because he's there to be hit. And because he's big, there's a lot of him to hit. People say, he's bigger than him. Yeah, but they're not also to take into consideration there's more of him to hit. And those legs that Fury has, it will be interesting to see if they can still move the way they moved against Klitschko in the last 2 fights against Pianeta and Seferi. Those legs didn't move the same way like they did against Klitschko. There's got to be wear and tear with the use of the stuff he was doing before he came back into boxing. Straight right hands to the body, take the wind out of Fury's legs, and then make it a fight. You don't want this to be a boxing match. You don't want this to be a chess match. If you box Fury and you try and get into a chess match, you fight Fury's fight. You jump on Fury, and you take him into a war. It's your fight. You're the better fighter. Fury's the better boxer. Now, if Fury's the better fighter, Fury is vulnerable mid-range. That's where Fury's, if Fury keeps it long, he's cool. If Fury's up close, he's cool. But that mid-range and all the knockdowns Fury's had in his career when he's been mid-range, where he's been doing nothing, he's had his hands down by his side, and he does have a loss of concentration. Those are the areas you must nail Fury in. Can he do that? Can he box like against Klitschko again? And even if he boxes like from Klitschko, Wilder's not Klitschko. Wilder may not be a better boxer than Klitschko, but he's a better fighter than Klitschko. And what Klitschko needed to do that night against Fury was to fight him. Klitschko chose to box him. And what Wilder will have to do against Fury is to fight him, not box him. He doesn't win this as a boxing match. Because the more he allows Fury to get into a groove, the more confidence Fury has in the fight. So this has got to be an early lights out job, not late. You cannot afford to leave it like he's done against Ortiz or Washington or Spilker even. It's got to be, he's got to not allow Fury to get out the gates, jump on him, hit him and hurt him early doors. And he's got the power to do it. And there's enough evidence out there to show where Fury's been hurt by lesser opponents. The first John McDermott fight shows what happens when you can put pressure on Fury. He's become a better fighter since, but John McDermott's not a puncher. Nicholas Firther, I would suggest people to go back and watch when Fury fought Nicholas Firther, when Fury fought Nevin Pajcek. Those are two fights I would suggest people watch those fights. The first Derek Chisora fight, when Derek Chisora actually putting pressure on Fury. How does he react when the pressure's put right on him up close? With a puncher like Wilder. That's the thing. So I'm telling Wilder, go for him. Go right for him. Make it a fight. Make it a dog fight. Let him know tonight is the wrong night to be at Los Angeles. Make him know tonight that Freddie Roach, Ben Davison, nobody can save him. No, his fans can't save him. No one can save him. He needs to understand that early. Beat him to the jab. Beat him to the jab. Beat him to the jab. Beat him to the right hand. Beat him to the left hook. And by the way, in this fight, I want to see you throwing plenty of left hooks. The left hook is the key in this fight. Not the jab, not the right hand, but the left hook. Because, check this out. Fury's camp will be expecting the right hand. Everyone knows about the Deontay Wilder right hand. It's the left hook, the Jeff jab, and the left hook, then the right hand. Feint the right hand, come back with a left hook. Feint the right hand, come back with a left hook. As he tries to block the left hook, fight, then throw the right hand. So the left hook. The left hook is the key. The left hook is the left hook is the key for Deontay Wilder in this fight. The double jab is the key for Tyson Fury. For Fury to be able to lose that double jab, listen, the other thing you got to do, Deontay, is not have your legs so wide apart. You've got to bring your legs a little bit together so you've got the ability to move more. Having those legs wide apart is not a good thing. You've got to have more balance for this fight. Or you be a bit more lighter in your toes. I want you to move around the ring. I want you to maneuver Fury into position where you want him to be. And force him to have his back against the ropes. Force him to have to fight you. Okay? So, right. I think that's about it. Keys to victory for Wilder versus Fury. Hope you've enjoyed it.